Welcome. Growing your spiritual habits. One of the great habits you will ever grow in your life is prayer. It is through this habit that we can tap into the limitless power of the Almighty God. The founder and pastor of the largest church in the world, Dr. Yong Cho, was asked by a fellow pastor, "I am a Korean and a pastor of a church like you. I have an American degree, and you only have a Bible school degree from Korea. In addition, I have listened to your audio teachings, and they are not as better than mine. How come you have 300,000 people and I have 3,000 people?" Dr. Yongcho took a deep breath and asked him, "Do you pray? How long do you pray?" The pastor responded, "I pray daily at least 30 minutes and I am diligent." Dr. Yongcho answered, "I pray between 1 hour to 3 hours a day." The difference between 30 minutes in prayer and 3 hours in prayer is the difference between 3,000 members and 300,000 members. Luke 18 verse 1 says, "And he spoke a parable unto them that men ought to always pray and not faint." The habit of prayer is not for the faint-hearted. It is one where we are called to a higher calling, a calling to pray without ceasing. Prayers act as an incense rising up to God as a sweet-smelling fragrance. God longs to smell the fragrance coming from you each day. That is why He calls us to build altars of prayer. Over the about 9 months ago, God began to put on me a burden to build Him a prayer altar in my home where we pray daily without ceasing. It is here that the Lord began shaping my thinking, my ideologies, and purpose of living. It is the fire from this altar that has shaped my ministry. As people get closer to us, they can sense a praying life. They can feel the words of a praying woman. They can catch a flame of your life as you pray. I have been to many prayer meetings in my walk with the Lord and came out feeling nothing. So many people pray from the head, very eloquent prayers, but their prayers miss a heart. Lamentation chapter 2 in verse 19 says, "Arise, pour out your hearts like water." That's the very prayer that Hannah prayed. She literally poured out her heart to God that the priest thought she was drunk. She was laboring in prayer. If you don't want to be forgotten in your generation, be a man of prayer. Labor each day in your prayer room. Prayers can outlive lives of those who uttered them. They can outlive a generation, outlive an age, and outlive a world. A team of theological students were on a study tour in London. They came across an abandoned house that was turning into a museum. That was the very house of John Wesley, the late prayer general. There, in his former prayer room, were 2 holes on the ground where he always placed his knees in prayer. Students were told by the tour guide that that is the very place where Wesley travailed in prayer. As they got into the bus returning, one student was missing. They returned and found him deep in prayers, kneeling where the general used to kneel. The student later became Billy Graham. James 5:17 tells us that these were men of like passions like us and prayed fervently. If John Wesley could, you can. It is predicted that the next world revival will be spearheaded by Uganda, Nigeria, Ethiopia, and South Africa. Will this revival find our flames burning? Will this revival find our flames burning? 4 years ago in my local church, a team of Chinese Christians visited our church. They had come to have an experience of being in an electric prayer atmosphere. They were shocked that Ugandans were not as hot as the Chinese in the prayer room. Our flames are getting cold. People don't feel the heat of revival when they get closer to us. The flames are getting dim. We can stand apart from our generation carrying flames of revival like David. James, the apostle, also known as the brother of Jesus, was known as the just. It is said that he spent more time on his knees in prayer. He was a man of high quality and standard, a very strict Jew, yet tolerant of the Gentiles, but a man of prayer. As I come to an end, what will your generation remember about you? Will they remember that you were fervent in prayer? Will they remember that you prayed and changed your world? I invite you on a journey of starting altars that will change your generation forever. Thank you for listening in. My name is Patrick Chizito, Living Word Community. God bless you.